Hi guys, I am going to share with you today my salon tour. Now I have already filmed this on my phone and I'm going to try it on my camera and we will see. I may mix the footage. You guys don't care about that. But anyway, I wanted to go ahead and film this and hopefully it goes good. I wanted to share because I spent quite a bit of time redoing my studio, my salon, as my friend Ginger called it, and I really like that because it's kind of fancy. So we're just gonna jump right in. Thank you so much for joining me here at Pavonine Studios Beauty and Art, and yeah, let's go ahead and jump into it. So what you're seeing right now is a cabinet that I got at IKEA, and I use it primarily for overflow storage and so on and so forth for my makeup. So I have these plastic bins that I got at Storables, I think, and yeah, they're pretty nice. I like this cabinet a lot. I've got some stuff on top, and this is the doorway into my salon, and you will see that there are some curtains in the doorway. I got the flowered sheer curtain at Lowe's, of all places. I picked this up for, I believe it was $19.99, and I split it because I didn't really think I needed two full width curtains, especially considering that I got these sort of fringy beaded curtain things from Amazon. And let's see if I can show a little bit of the beading and stuff. So it's mostly fringe, but there's a few little beads on it as well. And I just have them tied back. I keep them tied back most of the time. And I don't know where I got these tassel tie backs, but I've had them for a long time. So I'm going to step into my salon and we're going to get started. So I'm going to pan over to my right and step into my room a little bit here, so that and back up. And the color representation here is a little bit better than on my phone, so I will probably use this footage for that. So those are a couple of kind of creamy color framed mirrors that I had. This is my closet, or one of my closets. I'm gonna zoom out so that we get the full effect. And yeah, I have a clothes problem. So I have closets, plural, and I just have like an over the door rack here that I have scarves and stuff on. And then I have a clothes rack, and I got this clothes rack off of Amazon, and I believe it was about $60. It's a really nice one. It rolls, and I have way more clothes on it than you really should put, but you know, you do what you got to do, right? Over my closet I have this vintage needlepoint, which I picked up in Portland back in February, and I don't know, I liked it. I thought it was really cute, and it was like kind of half fancy, half junky. But I hope to put some more sort of vintage needlepoint framed pieces up here above the closet. And then for the space that's above the clothes rack, I'm going to try to paint something. And I'm hoping to paint something that is, I'm going to hang it horizontally, but I want to try to paint something that I can also change the orientation, which is usually pretty easy with abstract work. But yeah, we'll see. I haven't started that yet, of course, but that's my hope. That's when I get back into my painting and stuff. Yeah, that's probably going to be one of the first things that I start with. So kind of swinging back around here, these two trunks right here are, I hope you can see that. Let me see if I can change the lighting a little bit. Okay, I think that's better. The trunk on the bottom was my grandmother's, and it's really, really old. It's at once sturdy and fragile. And the trunk above it is actually a brass trunk, and I have a glass thing between the two. And I have linens stored in both of those trunks, vintage linens for the most part, and other sort of, I don't know, precious fabric type things. The cantha on the bottom is one that my sister-in-law Rebecca brought back for my mom when she went to India a few years ago. And this one is kind of a cream color background. She also brought back one for me that is exactly the same print. It just has a black background instead. And anyway, I love sari fabric and canthas and all kinds of stuff. The one on top is like a repurposed sari and cantha fabric, collage, patchwork, whatever you want to call it, that I got at Tuesday Morning. And so it's got lots of like heavy embroidery, and there's like little sparkly things all over it, and metallic embroidery. And I enjoy it. It's pretty good sized. It's quite heavy. And I just like all the color in it. And so I wanted to drape that over my trunk, and I think it looks really pretty. I've got a couple of books here. I have the Jemima Code is a really good cookbook / history of African American influence and recipes and history and all kinds of stuff with regards to food, obviously. Anyway, it's a really good book. I highly recommend it. And then I have a vintage Jane Eyre and a couple of other I love the way vintage books look. So even if I don't necessarily read them, I almost always thumb through them though and read them a little bit. I don't know. I just enjoy the way they look. Modern books they're just not the same. And this is a picture of my grandmother. And this picture has been around. Obviously, it's been around for a really long time. It was my mom's, and so now it's mine. And I just think it's adorable. And it's been in that frame for as long as I can remember. So the lamp on the trunks is one that I picked up at the same thrift store that I picked up this box right here. Not the glove box, but the one behind it. And I added the fringe because I thought my salon needed some fringe lamps. So I have one so far. Maybe I'll get some more. And yeah, the screen or the room divider behind the trunks is one that I picked up at the same thrift store. It's this one that's close to me I don't know, they just have really good stuff in there. Good prices and everything. And I got it for $35. I do believe it is from Crate and Barrel or Pottery Barn, I'm not sure which. And it's super, super heavy. And so I hope to never have to move it again up and down stairs, in this lifetime. And then there is some space between each of the slats. And so I've been making little hooks and stuff to hang things on. Right now I just have some vintage linens, tassels, a vintage purse, that kind of thing hanging on it. But I've got more hooks made so I can add to that. And yeah, I look forward to sort of building my collection on my room divider here. And okay, so we're going to move over a little bit. And this right here is a jewelry armoire that was my mom's. And I do have actual jewelry in it. And yeah, I actually have two I actually have two jewelry armoires, and I make jewelry, and I'm a big collector of jewelry. I don't have fancy jewelry. I love costume jewelry. So that's what's in there. On top of that, I have a couple of boxes, I think probably purchased at Michael's in the past, and they just have like little trinkets and things that I wanted to keep close but not necessarily out, and so that's what's in there. And then on top of those boxes, I have this little French couple lamp, and it's super cute. The shade is a little wonky. I had to get a replacement shade, and so it's you know, it doesn't fit very well. I think I'm going to turn the light off so that you can see it a little bit better. That's a little bit better. Maybe it's a little bit better. Anyway, it's super cute, and it was like $7 at the same antique / thrift store that I got the needlepoint at in Oregon. So moving on to the dresser that I have, this was my mom's dresser, and on top of it I have a runner that is something that I made. My mom and I used to spend a lot of time doing embroidery and quilting and so forth, and I haven't really done much of that since her passing, but I was pleased with my work on it, and I enjoyed doing it, and I like the fact that it's on an kind of an olive green table runner that I picked up at Big Lots, by the way. It's nice to have something embroidered on a color as opposed to on white or off-white or linen color, which I also enjoy, but for this purpose I really like it on this dresser. And I got the hat stand off Amazon. The hat is actually from Kohl's, and I got it on clearance last, well, I don't know, it was before COVID. And so I haven't really had a chance to wear it because it's like a wool felt hat, and so it's you know, not really summer appropriate, but super cute. And I really like hats, although people don't really seem to wear hats much, especially here in the Pacific Northwest. And the glass bottles here are from Home Goods, and they were really inexpensive, and they're really pretty. And the glass container that has wood-stemmed Q-tips in, I got at TJ Maxx. I liked the fact that they had wood stems instead of plastic ones. That's a candle that I don't like. I don't like it. I don't like you. I don't like the way you smell. And then I've got a couple of vintage jewelry boxes. And then I've got this book. It's not a book, it's actually a box that I picked up at Hobby Lobby, I think. And I keep my hair extensions in there. And I don't have a lot of them, so it works out pretty well. The picture I picked up at Tuesday Morning a couple weeks ago. I'm sad to see them closing their stores, at least most of their stores here in Washington. That makes me sad. I used to like to go there quite a bit. The lamp is one that was my mom's, and I believe it's a Fenton lamp, and I really enjoy the pink glow that it gives a room, any room really, but especially in here. I just think it's really a pretty lamp, and my mom really loved it, and so yeah, it's a favorite of mine. The curtains are lace panels, the Shari lace panels from JCPenney, and I believe they still sell these. This is the linen colored ones, I believe, and they were a little long for what I needed, and so I flipped them upside down and I clipped them with my clip rings onto the rod with them folded over a little bit, so it looks a little bit like a valance. I have valances, but I only have the single rod in here, and so, you know, that worked out pretty well. I was pretty happy about that. The dresser itself has mostly my clothes in it. It's got some things that were my mom's, and you know, they're nice things, and they're still there because I haven't quite figured out what I want to do with them. And I keep thinking I'm going to do something with them, but I don't know. I guess I just haven't been quite ready yet. And so anyway, moving on. So we are moving around. This is kind of the backdrop that I have right now for my videos. And I have the LED candles. I got those from Amazon. The candle holders are from the thrift store. The rolling racks are both from either IKEA or Michael's. I'm not sure which. They're practically identical, so, you know, if you want something like that, I'd go to the one that's closest or has the best sale or whatever. And I bought these fairy lights, and I don't have them on right now, but hopefully you can kind of see them hanging there. I think I'm going to move them. I think I don't like the way that they look behind me. We'll see. I may change my mind, but I may just go ahead and put these behind the curtains. See how that looks. The pictures on the right are all pictures that were my mom's. And the mirrors over on the left, the bigger one that I will show you closer here in a minute is one that I got at the antique store in Portland. The long slim one I got at Hobby Lobby, and the two smaller ones were ones that my mom had. I have a built-in cabinet, and this basically just has pretty things in it. And I was using this as the backdrop for my filming, but all of the glass and sparkly things in it were really kind of problematic when it came to filming and stuff, so I decided to switch my vanity filming table around. And the lower shelves have palettes in them. The other side looks just the same. There's a lot of palettes in there. The flower arrangements, just some flowers I got at Hobby Lobby, and the vase is one that's been around for as long as I can remember. So it was my mom's, my parents'. And I'm going to show just a little bit of this mirror, which is really, really cool. And it's like covered with beads and old pieces of jewelry and stuff. I just thought it was really cool. And yeah, really liked it. So a lot of the things in this cabinet are mine. A lot of them were my mom's. And that right there is an LED candle inside of a sort of Moroccan-inspired lantern that I got at Pier 1 a few weeks ago. It's really pretty. I need to figure out a better light inside because it doesn't really, the LED candle doesn't really do it justice. And so I'm going to step back here a little bit and I'll show you where I do my filming. And I actually might insert the footage that I took when I had the camera that I'm using now to film with, set up on the tripod. We'll see. But yeah, this is the hot mess that is my filming area, and I thought I could clean that up, make it look all pretty and everything. But you know, this is reality. Reality. The little rolling stool I got at Home Goods. So it's kind of a pink velvet with little glitter things in it. It's okay. It doesn't roll very nicely, but it wasn't very expensive either. So the desk was my mom's, and it's kind of this cool industrial sort of looking thing up on legs, and then you can't really see it here, but there are like metal drawer things that I have stacked underneath each side. I'll link those because I got those on Amazon, so they should still be available. I'll link those because they're pretty neat, especially if you're needing some storage like that for your stuff. The mirror I got at Home Goods. It was on clearance. It was this really homely little thing with like these sort of plain rustic wood sides on them. I spent a lot of time gluing little rhinestones and things all over them. And that took a really long time, but I really like the effect of it. And I've got various kinds of lighting going on here. This is kind of a, make do with what you got or what you can get, because I don't have a lot of room for soft boxes and things like that in here. So far so good. And yeah, so that is where the magic happens, as it were. Okay, moving on to my chest on chest, or high boy, depending on who you ask, maybe where you're from, goes with the dresser in here. So it was my mom's. I have my own clothes in it now. And on top of that, I've got another vintage glove box and a flower arrangement that I did. So I'm just kind of backing out, and this right here is the other armoire that I have. It's not really an armoire, it's like a set of drawer, like little tiny shallow drawers. This came from IKEA. It used to be pink, and then I painted it black, and now I kind of wish I hadn't, because the paint that I chose was not the right kind. And so anyway, I may redo that at some point. The little dress was my mom's. My grandma made it for her. And my Tiffany lamp, it's a real Tiffany lamp. Can you believe that? Probably the only Tiffany lamp I will ever have, because they're really expensive. But it's super cute, and I like the red and the gold and all that. So behind my door I have my full-length mirror, which is not the best place for it, but it'll do. It'll do. So the rug is, I forgot to mention that, is one that I got on Wayfair. I will try to link that because I do think it's still available. And then the chair is one of a set of 5 pieces that I have. I have 3 more chairs and a settee. And yeah, so I thought I had a different chair in here and it was just too big. So I thought, well, I want something to sit on, to put clothes on, be able to sit down to do my shoes, put my shoes on, that kind of stuff. And yeah, so that's pretty much it, guys. You will note that I have mentioned my mom a lot in this video, and that's because this used to be her bedroom before she passed. And I don't know how she would feel about this. She would probably say it looks like a French tart's boudoir, which honestly is kind of the the effect that I was going for. But it was important to me to have some of her favorite things around me, to continue to feel her presence and experience memories and all those kinds of things. If I was going to repurpose the room in which she passed and spent a lot of time, and as we all do, we all spend a lot of time in our bedrooms. And yeah, I wanted to, do it justice and respect her memory, make it my own, but keep her close, if that makes sense. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I had fun filming it, and I apologize for any of the various glitches and lighting issues. I will get better at this, I hope. Thanks for joining me today. I appreciate your time here. And until my next video, I'll see you guys soon. Bye.